Hi guys, and welcome back to Let's Analyze This. As promised last week, today's topic is going to be Know Your Place, Husband and Wife Edition. Now, today we have wonderful people with us, guys. We have the wonderful couple with us, which I'm going to introduce in just a moment. First of all, obviously, you know me. I'm your host, Talia. And also we have Kay, my co-host. Today we have the Olanas in the building. So we have Lola and Cheryl. Lola is a wonderful, wonderful beautician. She does fantastic wigs. She also has a waist trainer line. So check her out. And her husband, Cheryl is an IT consultant. We have another wonderful friend of mine, Ade. Ade Eleshi is a psychiatric nurse. Fantastic, the best in his field, I must say. He comes up with wonderful stuff. So that's it. Let's get right into it, guys, and analyze this. So, I want to throw a question out to you, and I'm going to come to the couple first, actually. Cheryl and Lola, do you think there is such thing as know your place in a marriage?
Yes.
You can go first.
Yes.
Okay, can you elaborate on that?
When it says know your place, that means that within marriage, you should know what's the limit you can push your wife or what limit you can push your husband. What about there won't be any argument within the family? So that means that if I say, oh babe, I want so thing, yeah, you should know me as your husband that okay, this guy will go any length not to do this, and this is what is gonna get him angry, or this is what's gonna make him not be happy. So with that, I think she know my limit already, which she wouldn't do that.
Right. Okay, Lola, do you have anything to add to that?
In terms of that, can you elaborate on what you're trying to? Let's elaborate.
It depends on context. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you be more specific?
So the reason why I threw it out there, I just wanted to know if there was an inkling or if anybody felt that, yes, my wife should know their place because of this. Now, let me elaborate on that. So, do you think that there are gender roles or they are roles that are specific to a wife or a husband in a marriage? Do you think that a wife should do a certain thing and a husband doesn't, or a husband should do something and a wife doesn't?
You know, I feel like with the way society is set out, yes, there is like, okay, women or wives are expected to do this while men are expected to do that. But I feel like now both wives and the husbands, they help each other out in those different areas that they're supposed to be in, if that makes sense.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I think you mean, so for instance, you know, back in the days, it would be that the men is the sole breadwinner. So you think in this day and age, actually the wife can be the breadwinner as well?
Yeah. Or in terms of like, okay, when they say, oh, like back then they'll say like, woman, your place is in the kitchen, like go to the kitchen. But
Right.
these days, like men would even help their wives, like even if they're not the ones cooking, they'll be in the kitchen, like gisting with that. Like gisting with them, helping them out. Oh, what do you want me to do? Can I help you? Type of thing. So yeah, society has made that both wives and husbands should have their place, but I feel like we're breaking those boundaries now. Like,
okay,
this day and age, we're breaking boundaries.
Ade, let me hear your take on that.
Where do I start from? I believe it's relative to couples, knowing yourself, knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses. So, I mean, if you go to the finest restaurants, men are the cooks. So that doesn't mean a woman should always cook. It's a case where if I'm a better cook than my missus, I should be in the kitchen. If she's the better cook, she
Right.
can take the role. So it's about identifying strengths and weaknesses and trying to build a bridge to form a unity as one. If I'm making sense,
Yes. Mhm,
that's my opinion.
mhm. Fantastic. So let me ask you, Kay. Let me bring another idea onto the table. So also, when I say know your place, I mean, is there a place where a wife should speak, where her opinion should be known, or actually no, the husband's words say, and that's that?
So I've always found it difficult, or people have never been able to explain to me what it means when they say, for example, the husband is the head of the home, because I know it means different things to different people, but it's that what it means, that what he says then but is is final. So, oh, my husband is the head of the home, so what he says becomes final. So as a wife, I'm not allowed to, you know, even if we're disagreeing on a specific topic, and because he's the head of the home, he say goes essentially. So for me, no. I mean, the answer is simple. You I don't believe in the head of the home. I don't believe anybody's the head of the home. I don't believe anybody has the final say. Obviously, sometimes you have to compromise and say, okay, this time I'll let you go. And this time this time I have to have my way because I feel very strongly about it. Yeah, there has to be compromise. But I don't believe that the man has to have the final say, or, it's the man. Okay, because he's the man, I'll let him have it. No.
From where we're from, like house rent, the mortgage, you are the head of the home. As you
Wait,
think,
do you mean that the man should be the one to provide the money to pay those things, or
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah.
okay, so just
yeah.
to provide it and can give it to the wife to then pay
However,
it?
he
Yeah,
should.
however it is.
Okay, okay.
But that payment is coming out from the man's pocket. So
The
you're
man
saying, so
from
No.
rent or the mortgage, whatever system you have in place.
No, a man shouldn't pay the rent. Okay, so let me ask you this, Ade. Let's say I earn 30K a year and the man earns 20K a year, he should still pay the full rent.
No.
Huh?
Yes.
No, I don't agree with that. That's not working
Yes.
together. Like, I personally don't agree. Like, for instance, okay, what about if the man
Yes.
is
Tell
like,
you
oh,
what I said.
I haven't paid rent, and then the wife's now like, oh, don't worry, babe, I've already paid it. Is that a problem?
That's not a problem. But certain things, as a man, God has made you the head of the house. You
What
believe
does
you're the
head
head
of
of
the
This
house
is of the
mean?
house
Tell
business,
me
okay?
what head of the house
the
means,
house.
because nobody has been able. One second. For me, nobody has ever been able to explain what it means to be the head of the home. So now that you've brought it up again, I would just like to understand what the head of the man's role is within the home. What is head of the house?
First of all, like Mr. Sean pointed out earlier on, that we would give a woman a house and she turns it into a home. So being a man, certain things you have to be in charge of. You have to be responsible for the day-to-day running of the house. If
No, no, no,
to
no,
be a
no, 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 no. You're not the one in the house. Oh. Let's be realistic. It's the woman in the house.
right.
What they give you is just a bed for you to stay in. I'm being honest with you.
no, what I mean.
What you say? You even make me sound like a witch.
Sorry,
No, but you know what? I do totally agree with that.
Mhm.
What Sharon just said. Not the part about the bed
No,
bit.
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
I do
but
agree that it's the woman
See,
that
see,
makes a home.
it is. It is.
It's
see what,
definitely the
what,
woman that
what,
makes a
see,
house a
what are
home.
they saying?
the
I
man can go
perfectly
work for the money
understand
and
what
give
you
it to the
say.
woman.
So,
We're all talking at the same time.
I think
sorry.
what I'm trying to say, sorry, what I'm trying to say is the man can work for the money, give it to the woman to pay the bills. However, whatever agreement you guys have, you're providing for the house, especially to pay the mortgage or the rent. It should
Okay,
be
let's.
so
Okay, okay. Wait. Quick
responsible.
question. Let me now
How
throw
you
you this
guys
question.
I don't care.
Okay.
But
Okay, let me now ask you this question. If the wife is now making 30,000, what is she
yeah.
gonna do with her own money?
There
I
are
mean,
other
there's
bills that she can
other
pay,
things
though,
to do
to
in the
be
house.
honest.
Other things to do in the house. There's bills, your gas bill, electricity, council tax, everything. You can give it to her, but that rent, the mortgage should be on your shoulder.
And
Okay, let's be realistic.
this
Yeah.
was said
If
to
you are
you. This
going,
was
if
said
you
to
are
you.
going, if you are going about the head of the family, yeah, I think you should be the one to pay for everything. You shouldn't allow your wife
If
to
you
pay for a
can,
single.
if you can, yes, why not? I
No,
agree.
No.
Yes, if you
No.
If
Hold on, let me break this down.
Let's read the reverse. Sorry, Kay. Sorry to interrupt. Let's read the reverse, as you said. If you're earning 50K, the wife is earning 30K, you should pay for everything, I would say.
No, that's not what I said though.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
I think
in the instance where, okay, let me ask you this. In the instance where, let's say you earn 20K and your wife earns 30K, should you still pay for the entire rent, even though the rent is usually the biggest portion of your outgoing in a month,
yes.
right?
Rent
So
or
anything else will be lower, right? So if you add them all up together, they might not even come up to the rent, right? In certain instances, that's if you're taking care of, I mean, you still take care of your phone bills, I assume, and maybe your car note or whatever it is. So are you saying in that case, the man should still be significantly
responsible for the house? Yes.
You know what? I think I
And this was
understand.
said to
I
you.
understand that notion of the man being the head.
They just
From
want to
from
be
where
the head.
Ade's point of view, I think obviously if the man is the head, then by all means the man has to cater for what covers the household. If that am I saying it right, Ade?
Correct. I think what it is you don't want to take
I think
that
that's what.
thing away from him, Kay, to make
You
him
know
feel
what?
like you don't want to take that thing away from him to make him feel like he's got balls. It
No,
needs
So
to.
that's what makes
okay,
you feel like you have
okay,
balls. So
you know
people
what?
whose
I'll
wives pay
see.
rent, they don't have balls.
No,
Okay,
I
let me
I
tip
think
it to
it's
that.
down to an ego thing as well.
Let me tip it to that. Yeah, let me tip it to that. Yeah. No, even though you are paying a lot of that. Yeah, if you're not still gonna be the head of the family, you won't be the head of the family. Let's be realistic here.
Exactly.
No matter how much you pay.
how does
You
that
can be
work?
paying all the rent and
Okay,
How
still
does
be.
that work?
see, I've no. Okay, let me give you an example. Yeah, I know a guy that pay for everything. Yeah, as in when I say everything, I mean everything. The wife doesn't work.
Yeah,
Latest car, everything. Yeah, just a
yeah.
small fight. Yeah, the wife throw him out, and the government and the police give him. He can't go to the house. Please tell me.
Different.
See, yeah,
Yeah, but
The
that's different though. That's different.
that's different. That
that's
is,
the
he's claiming he's head of the family, so that means he can't put his house in order.
no. The law is against us in this country.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let me give an example. Your dad, you said had. Sorry to use your dad example. Had
Yeah,
6 wives.
yeah.
I'm sure he owns all the houses he put the wives in.
Most of them has been gone.
Yeah, I mean the houses where he is. The wife were not paying for the rent. None of
No,
them were paying for their rent. None of them were paying. He was giving them pocket money every month as well, allowances. So
yeah.
that's what I'm trying to say. If
So
you're gonna,
whatever your dad will say
yeah,
goes. Nobody will question him.
Okay, let me give you this illustration. Yeah, I know a woman. Yeah, that before they marry, this guy works hard. Yeah, very hardworking guy. They moved to a new apartment. They, the guy was one taking care of everything just because he's the head of the
He's
family
able. Yeah.
to provide for it. Yeah. Then after that, they had a fight. The guy now found out that the house they are living in is run by the wife.
It's the woman's house.
Is the woman's house, and
Mm-hmm.
he has been paying for the last
He's
5 years.
paying rent. Standard.
yeah. If I live in my woman's house, I would want to pay rent. I won't want to pay out because that's an
You
insult.
have to have some rights to the
That's an
house.
insult on my integrity. That's an insult to me to be a man, and I'm not able to pay my wife's rent or
But you
my
didn't know.
rent.
But you didn't know.
I don't
But you
need to
didn't
know.
know.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I just want to pay the rent. I would be very happy to keep my head up high and walk away from that relationship if that's the case. If it turns out we're not together, but I would know that I've done everything that makes me a man. Whether you see this one,
That does not make a man, Ade.
That doesn't
I
make it
think
man.
it's quite sad that you feel that way.
No,
But
that doesn't
I
make it.
feel there's a lot of danger in pressuring or putting that much pressure on men to be sole providers or major providers. I think that everybody should carry their weight. Me personally, I am raising a boy and a girl, and for me, I don't want to give my children the expectation that any man has to provide it. You move yourself and you go and work. Likewise, my son, you are not responsible for any woman's child, any man's child. They better
Not even his kids.
his kids, yes, he has to provide for his kids. They both
Right.
have to provide for their kids.
And providing for your child means that you be providing for the home. So ensuring that
No, there's no. You
if a
can't
man,
say that. You can't say that. Like Ade said,
Security. A man has to bring security to the house.
absolutely.
what security?
Like,
And if a man
So,
decides
so
that he's
people
gonna
who don't
pay
have
the
husbands don't
bills,
have
he's
security.
gonna.
no.
Sorry.
We're saying
No, you said a man has to bring security to the house.
if the woman wants
Why?
to date him, you would look for security in that man, and I'm sure you would agree with that.
What kind of security? Are you talking about financial security or like?
I mean, living together.
Uh-huh.
Not that you're not independent. That doesn't take your independence away, but it's just
Absolutely not.
take your independence.
Absolutely
No,
not.
I wanna try and understand what kind of security you're talking about. Are you talking about financial security or are you talking about somebody breaking into the house security? I don't understand.
Not necessarily someone breaking into the house
Okay.
like that, but
Okay.
more everything is just okay. You don't want to date someone that can't feed himself.
Yeah.
So that's financial security in that sense. He can look
Okay.
after himself. So that's one. Also, security, like he's a man that I can live with my kids. I know my kids are secure with him. I can bring up. He's the kind of man that I want my children to look up to. So that's another
Yeah.
security. There's a lot of when you say security, it entails a lot of things. There's different components to it, but it
Uh-huh.
is what like women like security.
I
You
have
have
a question, please, guys.
Okay, wait, Mr. Shale, please, 1 second. I just want to ask Ade, do you think a woman has to provide security as well? Or just not as much as the man?
more to do with assurance, security in the sense of assurance.
Okay.
Assurance.
Assurance. Okay. I can work. So I just something just popped up in my head actually. So obviously there are some women that are very hands-on with their children and there are some that aren't hands-on with their kids. So I want to flip this around. So ideally we expect that a man should take on other responsibilities, say for instance your car. Do you think that it's a man's place then to sort out your car?
No,
Okay.
no.
And elaborate a bit on that.
I don't think it's anybody's place to do anything. It's not my place to tidy up the home. It's not my place to take care of the children. It's not my place to cook the meals. It's not his place to fix the car. It's not his place to fix the lights. If they go out, it's not anybody's place to do anything, period. I don't think it's anybody's dues. There should be any roles assigned to anybody. As Ade said earlier, if you're good at it, do it. So if my mother-in-law came into this house tomorrow, and that's something that I see in a lot of Nigerian homes. The husband you would usually cook in the home, but when his family come around, he dares not because they're gonna look at him like there's something wrong with this man. That
Wow.
doesn't happen in our home. If my mother-in-law or anybody comes, we continue life as usual. It will not be a case of, pretending and whatever. He deals more with the children. He cooks a lot more. He does all of that a lot more. I don't think anything is assigned to anybody. And when it comes to other things as well, I deal with them as opposed to him and what people will consider maybe that's a man's role. But no, it doesn't. I
Right.
don't think there's anything
So
as
let me take
anybody's.
this conversation up a notch a little bit. So I want to ask about families and boundaries for a husband and wife. I want to ask, do you think that there is a know your place situation where our families are concerned? So let me explain a little bit. So for me personally, because I have this I have a very strong bond with my family and I tend not to I obviously want them to be seen in the best light by my husband. So I don't necessarily I wouldn't want him to say anything because I just feel that it's not his place to talk about my family. What's your take on that? Do you think there should be know your place in families, extended families, where extended families are concerned? Go ahead.
In my case, my partner and I are completely different. He believes that you should be able to share everything that's going on in the marriage or in our relationship with his parents, my parents, his friends, everybody's friends. where I'm a lot more private. I don't like to share what's going on, because at the end of the day, when I forgive you for whatever you've done, these people are not going to forgive you. They're going to be looking at you like a, like a bum. So I don't ever want anybody to look at you in any type of light and disrespect you as a result. So as a result, I believe I keep anything that's going on in my relationship to myself. It's always been the case, because I just know how I view people, and how people tend to, handle these things in day-to-day life. So I think that we need to.
So it's not necessarily how they see him was the direction of my question. The question was, do you think that you can speak on his family situation?
Oh, me knowing my place to speak. If he asks me, yes. If he doesn't, nope. If they involve me, yeah. If they don't involve me, nope.
Lola, what do you
I
think?
think I should know.
I agree with what Kay said. If I'm involved in like the family situation and they would like my input or to talk to a member, yes. If they don't involve me, no.
Right. Is that because, just like me, you're like, oh, I don't kind of want you to speak on my family issues? Is that kind of what the situation is, or is it just generally that you don't want to be involved?
Yeah, I just respect that, sometimes you don't have all this information, and just kind of digging into too much might unravel information that you're not supposed to be privy to. And I don't really want to go into people's family secrets and stuff, because at the end of the day, people are allowed to have those secrets within their family. And if I cannot hear the full story to form a full opinion, then there's no point. So I just stay out of it. But if I'm involved, if they involve me in this situation, or is something that happened in my presence, and then the whole thing unravels, then absolutely yes.
So what do you think, Ade? What's your take on that?
I kind of agree with. I mean, it's about knowing your place. Am I involved? Yes. If I get asked,
Keyword.
if I don't, no. If I'm not involved, no. It's just simple as ABC. If it's not, I mean, I'm not involved. Why should I get involved? I mean, it's your family, it's your place. Deal with it. It's my family, it's my place. I'll deal with it. If I could speak to you about it, you could give me advice what to say in the family meeting and a bigger picture, and that's it. That's about it.
Yeah.
So what about friendships then? What about friendships? Do you think, because I know a lot of couples that the husband are like, don't like that friend of yours, and the wife is like, well, she's my friend, keep out of it. Do you think that's a know your place situation?
Yeah, it's a know your place situation as well. I agree. Yeah.
Do you agree? Everyone's agreeing?
Friends are the family you choose for yourself. So if you have a friend, and I mean, if there's no record of, I can't produce any evidence that, this girl is, I've seen this girl here doing this, that, I can't, it's fine, as long as you're happy with it. But just don't bring it to my home. I don't want to, if I don't like the friend.
What if it's a friend? Let's say, for example, as you guys love to do, what if it's a friend who everybody's known to, I don't want to
be promiscuous,
be a slag, essentially, to somebody that's known to, and that's one of your wife's closest.
What's the content in that dislike? I think that's very important.
What's that? Sorry.
What makes everyone dislike her? Is it that she's happy, or she's?
No, that's what I just said. She's a slag.
Oh,
she's been promiscuous in the past.
Everybody knows her. Everybody knows her to. I mean, she doesn't hide it. She does it, and your friend, your wife went to uni with her, and they're closest friends. They see each other when you have events. She comes, all of that kind of stuff. You have her around your kids and stuff like that. So, are you still saying that you shouldn't?
I get you. I mean, I personally would have a chat with my missus to say, yo, Wagwan, what's up with your friend?
Let's come to an arrangement.
So yeah, now we're talking.
We need to review this. We need to, the accessibility to my kids, to my family. We need to review that because of our record.
Right.
This is there, like you said. Everyone knows her for who she is, and whatever reason, I'll put that to the table, and we're gonna unpick it. Like seriously, we'll pick the good ones out, Okay, you guys can still be friends. Well, can we put a limit to it? Like, not
Right.
too much.
So you're not knowing your place anymore. It's like, is it?
No,
So let's not know.
it's also, no, it's not in my place, but it's the way you do it. It's you have to be.
You're
It's a
trying
sensitive.
to.
You have to be sensitive about it because it's like you said they've been friends uni, so they've got a bond together. And friends are very difficult. Those are people you choose. If the friend was supportive to her, maybe financially, giving her in the past, giving her good advice, or gave her good advice, should I say, and she's been a good friend to her. It's going to be difficult for me to step in because she would have to put that, would have to unpick that as well. She's been a good friend. She was there
Yeah.
for me when they were there for me. However, she's this person.
Yeah.
I as this person. You know us, but we can still have a line about the home is our home. We still have to have that unity.
Conversation.
That's very important. Without unity, you guys are going to break up. It's like a string of a broom. You can easily break one broom, get it gone. You're going to struggle.
Okay.
So you get together.
I feel like for me, it hurts me so much when I see women, especially in where we're from. A woman's been working all day, a man's been working all day. He comes back home. Most likely, he's the only person that drives. He comes back home. He's home first. His feet are on the table. He has some newspapers or his phone in his hand. The woman comes in, what are we going to eat? Oh my God, that just boils my blood.
You know what you just said, yeah? That's 1960 or 1970,
Yeah,
1975
No,
movie.
it happens in
Yeah.
this.
Okay. Who,
Somebody,
any husband that does that, yeah,
yeah.
that means is don't misunderstand me, Ade. That means his spouse is or limit, yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why I said that is you went out, yeah, for the family. Your wife went out as well. Not that she went for her personal stuff. She went out. You came home first. I think it's your responsibility. The worst thing you can do is pick up your phone. Yeah, babe, what we eating? What do you want me to make for the family?
Or better still, order a takeaway.
You understand? Sometimes
Right.
you're like, oh, you know what? Let's order this. Okay, you know what? Let me order fish. I'll go and pick you up. You understand?
Right. So
But
but let me ask this though. In an instance where the husband provides everything financially,
I can answer
the woman
that.
does work as well, and she makes money, but she's allowed to keep the money. But everything in the home has to be done by her. What do
I
you
can answer that. I can answer that. It's very simple. It's about planning. You know, yours. Just put the food in the fridge a week.
Yes.
Freezer. It comes time to go. At least you can operate the
But
microwave.
what about if the man wants to eat fresh food every day?
who wants to be fresh
Will I
food in
kill
UK?
myself?
Are we in Nigeria that you want fresh food? Why is it fresh food in UK?
You
Is
want
it
that?
the Harvey store?
You know what? Yeah, we're saying this now. Some men are still very
But there
backward
are
in their
people like that.
thinking.
I know
There are
people
some men that are very, very traditional,
I
and they
know
want
someone.
everything to be traditional.
I
Okay,
know someone.
I have my cousin. Yeah, let me give you an example. This is my cousin. Yeah, anytime we go to a party, yeah, when they serve us food, she expect the wife to take that food to go and microwave first. Have you seen that?
See, that's the thing that I'm talking about though. Like, I don't
If there's no microwave, yeah, she wouldn't eat the food. Say no, it's too cold. I want a microwave. The
And
last
you hungry?
then or if he doesn't do that, yeah, if you go out with his mate or be like, oh, you know what, get me that food. The last time he did it, I said, come, let me train you. It's like you need them training. You know me. I have a big mouth. You need to understand. So this is a party. We called you to come and celebrate with us.
Exactly.
Not this is a maturity. If you want any food, go there, get it, eat it. Why do you have to be sending your wife to go and warm? Let's assume they don't have microwave. What are you gonna do?
Okay.
She said, oh no, I won't eat. Go on, gas strike. Who cares?
I have a friend as well. We went to his house, 2 o'clock. Call his missus from upstairs. Friends. I was like, yo.
That's what I'm saying to you though. People don't
Well, and
say
the
that.
wife
But
came.
Ade, you just literally said, just cook the food for 1 week and put it in the fridge or in the fridge. This man does not put food in the fridge. His wife dish his food and take it upstairs for him to eat.
I mean,
So he doesn't do nothing at all?
No. The only thing he does, the only thing that this man literally does.
But did we say though, bearing in mind, this man actually pays all the bills?
He pays
so
everything.
The woman doesn't pay anything. Whatever she works, she keeps. All she has to do is treat him as a king.
Yeah.
I think
so that's why
fair.
I was
fair. I mean,
let's not get this. It's a relationship. It's their agreement. It's their
Exactly. You understand?
people that are
That's
involved.
exactly what I was trying to get out of it, because
well,
if it's the
I mean,
agreement, if she's agreed to it, it might look strange to people from the outside looking in, but you know,
I mean,
if she's
it is what it is. What works for Talia won't work for Kay, won't work for Ade, or won't work for Mr. Shehu.
Yeah.
So I mean, my application is different from what Mr. Shehu is going to apply, what Kay is going to apply, what Talia is going to apply. Relationship is relative.
It's very
individual.
Yeah.
Individual.
Conversation started as there is no know your place in a marriage or in a relationship.
Right.
But I think somewhere along the line we have established that there are some know your places, and there will be some know your places.
Right.
Relationship or in a marriage. And I think that the general consensus here is that it depends on every home. So what I probably would say in my home as know your place, in Shehu and Lola's home, it might just be please is a normal thing for them both. So I will definitely have to draw this conversation to a close. We have exceeded our time. You both so much for joining. Thank you, Ade, for joining us. And thank you to the Olanas for joining us. We have come to the end of this topic, and I tell you, we have something great in store for you next week. The topic for next week will be, can prostitution be justified if the end is noble? What do you think? Can it be justified? Or is it a no-no? Are we all Christians? Let's come back, guys, and analyze it. Don't forget, send us an email, slide into our DMs, and most definitely subscribe and share this video. Thank you all for watching. Until next time.
Bye.
Time to get